Hey, how's it going everyone? Here today with our friend Prunga, who we don't need for this video, so he can go bye-bye. 2023 top 10 Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts. This is the countdown. And yeah, you may be wondering what am I doing in Freeza pod? Well, if you're on the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts Discord channel, you'll know all about it. I've been asked many times to do a video from the pod or a review. This is a nice comfy beanbag. I sometimes come and take a nap or relax, read some manga in it. So yeah, we are going to be doing the top 10 countdown from the pod today. But before we get started, same as last year, event exclusives I won't consider for the top 10. Only retail release and premium Bandai releases that came out in Japan from Jan to December 2023. Now, the event exclusives, they're not available to everyone. Actually, they're basically everyone except for Japan, which really sucks. I hope Japan gets them one day. But anyway, but before we start off with the top 10, we do have Ching Ching HM, and no, I don't mean cut or fly, but honorable mention, just because I figured it was worthwhile mentioning, and that is the Innocent Challenger Goku release. Now, I did just say I'm not going to cover event exclusives. This is a store exclusive, kind of the same category, but honorable mention because this is a fantastic update of a old release, new faces, coloring, everything like that, and a Dragon Ball release. OG Dragon Ball, a must have. If you're visiting New York, Shanghai, or Tokyo, those three places at the moment, then you can pick them up in store. Highly recommend it if you have a chance. If you have a friend who lives in one of those countries or cities, definitely ask them to go pick one up for you. So yeah, that's it for the honorable mentions this year. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so coming in at 10th spot, well, is everyone's favorite or everyone's anticipated top release for 2023. That is Trunks, the boy from the future. Just also one thing to highlight, I won't go into full depth look at each of these releases. You can check out the video, I'll have them all linked below. So if you want to see more about each of the release, what they come with, articulation and all that, please go down, check out their full review. Now, so yeah, Trunks, I hoped he would be high on the list. He is really nice, but he kind of had a few, he wasn't the smoothest release. The torso is round backwards, the legs are a little bit loose, but the loose legs doesn't hinder the articulation. But a bit tighter would have been nice. The arm, that one didn't bother me so much as well. Once you know how to work around it, it doesn't come off. But again, the enjoyment factor for playing with this figure isn't as high as other releases. The articulation was cool and the updated sculpt was nice. The back of the jacket didn't look that nice from looking from the back. The front, it's cool. So there's this little wee things like that which kind of dropped it down on the list for me. And yeah, basically, I'd say at least from 10 to 5, a bit more up and down. Pretty much anyone could pick where they would go, but the top one's definitely a lot harder. So yeah, I guess before we get started, how about you drop your own list down below, and then you can compare how yours compares to mine at the end of the video. That could be fun. So yeah, anyway, number 10, Trunks. So coming in at number 9 is, yep, that's right, Awakened Super Saiyan Vegeta. This release, I don't know, it just brought so much joy to me when I opened it. The colouring really popped, the design, it was a budget Vegeta release. I don't think there's, the only extra thing I would want would be a base black head, but I'm hoping we kind of get the, the Proud Saiyan Prince one, then he got changes, there's that prototype that's been held hostage in the basement of Tamashii. But yeah, that one would be really cool. But yeah, overall, nice release, and it had the updated, or I shouldn't say updated feet, the original Vegeta feet, not the super ones with the super tiny feet and ankles, which are a pain in the ass to pose. So this one here was a lot nicer. So yeah, solid pickup, retail, awesome finish. Yeah, not much else to say. Vegeta, badass. So moving over to number 8, and this was a surprise to me. I did not expect this figure to hit the list, and that is Pan from Dragon Ball Super Hero. As you know, if you watch this channel, I'm not a big Super fan. They don't really do anything for me, but this figure was just too cool. A lot of complaints about the scaling, but whatever. The fact she comes with 2 water bottles, it's a really fun and enjoyable figure to match and mix and match with other Dragon Ball characters or other series as well. I've had a lot of fun taking some photos with her. I had a nice one with her walking with Gohan. Great expressions. A cool little wee figure that I was really surprised I enjoyed. And I think, it nailed what they were trying to do with this release. So yeah, number 8 goes to a little wee pun here with her 2 water bottles. Alright, so moving over to number 7, and yeah, that is Beast Gohan, another Dragon Ball Super superhero release. I'm not a huge fan of the form in general, but I definitely like it a lot better than the blue ones and the red. But yeah, this was, I guess, one of the first additions for the soft rubber parts on a figure this year. It had a little bit more limited range of articulation of the torso, but you could still strike some really cool poses with them. But yeah, I just enjoyed the battle damage, the updated articulation compared to other Dragon Ball figures. The gear did look really nice, and it came with a special beam cannon effect. My only real big downsides with this release was that effect was a single colour. It would have been nice to get duotone. I think actually, to be fair, in the movie it was only blue, right? Anyway, a multicolour one for the Piccolo later would be really cool, right? Yeah, overall a nice solid release, really cool. But I think just kind of going forward now, definitely what we got just kind of really elevated the line a lot more than what Beast Gohan here did. Alright, so let's move over to the next one. Okay, so coming in at number 6 is, I was a bit surprised by this one myself as well, and that is Android 19. One of the more recent releases actually. Had a lot of weird complaints online about the low articulation. I mean, come on, he's big, he's chunky. I mean, anyway, I digress. The reason why he took this spot was the fact that it's a bit more of a side character that we got, which is awesome, but great accessories. We've got ripped off arms, we've got the helmet. You can actually see the inner computer cyborgy parts to it. You have the parts to recreate the Vegeta scene, the faceplate for the Vegeta. You have the the footprint on his face, all those kind of little extras that bring this figure to life, and it was something that I feel is lacking in the Dragon Ball line. There's goofy faces ones, battle damage ones, we do have Kuri coming, which is going to be badass next year, but up until now, those type of faces, they're not really common, right? So the fact that Android 19 came with that definitely elevated the release for me. If it didn't have the battle damage arms and that face, I think this probably wouldn't have made top 10, maybe borderline. But yeah, since he did have those parts, elevated him right up. Okay, top 5 now, starting off with 5th place, and it definitely gets a lot harder from this point. Definitely struggle kind of aligning everything, but for me, 5th place goes to Turles. Start of the year release, he's held up throughout the whole year. To be honest, he could even be number 1, depending on how you kind of look at the figures, but movie character. Accessories, he has the fruit there which he eats, he's got the eating face, the cape that can go on, you can take that off, the colouring is really nice in this figure, the sculpting is beautiful, the faces, everything about this figure is just spot on. We get the full-on blast effect as well, so he nailed it with the accessories and design and aesthetics and everything like that, so definitely a top release, and I think it is a must-have. Probably going to get a lot harder to get. I'm not sure how. You'd think movie characters would be quite popular, but I think a lot of people did skip on this guy. So it'd be interesting to see how he goes in the future, if he becomes a bit more of a grail release. Because I think a lot of people did sleep on this figure. But overall, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, he is a joy to have in the display. Okay, coming in at 4th place is, well, Podman himself, Freeza. Well, at least the third form of Freeza. Now, if I was biased, this guy would be number 1, my favourite release for 2023. I absolutely love this form. I love the Alien movies, the Xenomorph and all that, so the fact that he looks like one of them is, it's always been a selling point for me. It comes with the blast effect, great expressions, really cool articulation, and he looked really good. A lot of people complain about scaling. I don't agree. I think he works really well with the other figures, and you know, he's definitely one of my top Dragon Ball S.H. Figuarts releases. Definitely, again, a must-have. I think everything going forward are a must-have for any Dragon Ball Z collection. So moving into number 3, and that is second form Freeza. Again, this was my favorite release right up until the end. As much as I love third form Freeza, I feel like the second form Freeza figure just nailed it. Everything about this figure is awesome. It's big, it's bulky, amazing articulation, great accessories. Yeah, that one's really fun if you're Oceania or England and stuff. I think quite a different meaning maybe over here or in America, but yeah, definitely awesome to get these fun accessories like this. The sculpting of the face, I don't know, those expressions are just too good. I love it. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I think Freeza must have the most coolest figures in the S.H. Figuarts line, right? I mean, we've got all the 4th form one, the original release with the Rock is great, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. The first one Freeza with a pod as well. Man, Freeza release is just, yeah, full power Freeza coming soon too. Yeah, I think Freeza takes the cake for being the best release for any Figuarts in Dragon Ball line. But anyway, enough for number 3, let's jump over to number 2. Okay, finally at the second spot. Now once you see this, you'll probably know what is in first. Maybe it's a bit of a surprise, I'm curious actually, but my figure for the top 2 spot of 2023 is the brand new Super Saiyan or Legendary Super Saiyan Son Goku release. I was very tempted to put this guy in first place. It is extremely tight between the top 3, second form Freeza, this guy, and my number 1 spot, which we'll cover in a moment. But this is definitely the best Goku release that we've had so far. Articulation is amazing. The coloring, we've got a bit of weathering. The expressions were great. He can do a proper Kamehameha pose. He can move his arm in, you know, more natural ways compared to other figures. But you know, there's a couple of points that held it back for me. The upper shoulder joint just really doesn't look nice. The more that I've played with this thing and more that I've looked at it, the more it has slowly annoyed me, because I feel like everything else is just really spot on, and then you get that part that just kind of, you know, could have been a bit nicer. And then when you see the recent Jujutsu Kaisen Total release, also shirtless but full body weathering, but Goku here doesn't have it. To me, this is a flagship release, right? This should be a holy grail release. It's your main character from the series. Goku finally can do a Kamehameha pose. You should be going all out on every little detail. And I feel like this one, in hindsight, it fell flat a little bit on those points. The you know, the design of the shoulder could be a little bit cleaner, maybe a little bit of texture or something on that inner joint, and then the full weathering to really elevate this release. Don't get me wrong, it is amazing and definitely is the best Goku so far. But when I look at a couple of other figures, I'm like, not disappointed per se, but you know, getting there a little bit. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. I could definitely see a event exclusive release of this figure. Damn, event exclusive. Anyway, an event exclusive release which will elevate it with that overall finish. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming years with this mold. So yeah, that is it for 10 through 2. So yeah, let's jump into number 1. Okay, number 1, and got the white gloves, so that means, that's right, Metal Cooler. This is my number 1 figure for 2023 and probably the Dragon Ball line, to be honest. It is absolutely beautiful. That metal sheen, the coating on this figure is amazing. Articulation is really cool, the expressions are great, and to be honest, it's the first figure that's ever made me regret not getting duplicates. I tried very hard to only get 1 of each release just because I do collect a few lines and, you know, it adds up fast. So I try to limit myself. But this is one time where I kind of wish I did pick up 2 or 3 of them just because it is so beautiful. I love movie releases. Actually, I really love all the Dragon Ball Z movies, to be honest. And this one here is just, you know, one of the most coolest figures that they have done in terms of finish and the detailing as well. Now, you don't actually need the gloves. He doesn't really pick up fingerprints that easily. But, you know, I've got them, the Tamashii ones, so I might as well wear them with this figure. You know, the base silver, the kind of teal color. It is I don't know, he just kind of left me speechless when I did open him up, when I took him out of the box the first time. So yeah, that is why he jumped above his siblings, and the recent Goku release to take the top spot. Yeah, that is it for the top 10 for 2023. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you think about this year's releases. What was your favourite? Which ones do you wish got more effects or details? And yeah, I should actually cover. Now, a few things we didn't showcase. We've got, you know, Broly. He's just a basic re-release. Crying Face was cool. Orange Piccolo. He's kind of like Beast Gohan, but not as nice. He's been lacking. He's big. He's bulky. If you love a character, he's cool. Otherwise, he is what he is. The effect set, I was disappointed with. I love the face, but it just kind of left me, you know, yeah. Go watch the review for the full details for that. I think that was all for this year. Oh, that's right. There's also the Trunks re-release, repaint of the album. The painting on it was lovely, but it doesn't have a base head, so it's not as good as the original release. You know, it is what it is. It's cool. If you don't have the original, go grab it. But yeah, that basically covers this year's. You know, I mentioned the honorable mention of the Goku, but I will also throw in the Ghost Goku. That is so cool. I hope we get more releases like that going forward. So it's been a fantastic year for the Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts line. For next year, we've got some big hitters coming. Kui, Full Power Freeza, looking amazing. I'm curious what else we'll get in the later part of the year. I'm hoping we get some original Dragon Ball releases. Come on, Pilaf gang. That'll be my #1 wish. But yeah, that is it for 2023 Dragon Ball S.H.Figuarts. Drop lots of comments below. What was your highlight, your disappointment? Which is your top figure of the year? Drop your top 10 list if you want as well. And if you want to see more videos from the pod, maybe some live streams or anything like that, some fun, random, goofy videos, definitely let me know and we can see what we can do in the future. So yeah, anyway, again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, cheers!